So hello, welcome to Vista Heritage. We are here for our first ever scramble. Now if anyone from across the pond is wondering what on earth is a scramble, it's not eggs, it's an event. However, we do have two of them right here. We brought down for the very first time, these are my partner's Koenigsegg Regeras. We introduced this one on the channel probably a few months back now, but they've never sat side by side next to each other on film or for anyone to see. So we brought them down. The sun's out, and later on we will explode those with Koenigsegg's robotized auto skin. But let's do a sort of clockwise tour as to the cars we brought down. Look what's back, the little XL1. So they only made 200 of these. This has been in service for quite a while with Volkswagen UK, but it's now back. Unfortunately, I had a brand new set of AirPods locked in there and then off it went and I didn't see it for months. So you can kind of think of it as being commissioned at the same time as the Bugatti Veyron. So Ferdinand Piëch, who was group CEO director at that time, sort of said, we want to achieve the extremes of both ends of the spectrum. The world's fastest car, which was the Veyron, and the world's most fuel efficient car, which turned out to be the XL1. This is capable of 330 miles per gallon. I think it's still the world's slipperiest car, which means it's got the lowest drag coefficient of any production car made, which in itself is super cool. And then Aston Martin have dropped down the new DBX 707. Just look at the grille on this thing. Check out the front of this, it's unbelievable. This is fresh off the press wave. They sent these over to Sicily. The reviews are in and looks like they've really hit the mark. We'll be sharing it with you on our channel soon. We thought, you know what, it's new, we love Aston, bring it down, put it on show right next to one of their older cars, which is this beautiful DB6, which as it happens, it just so happens to be for sale. So if anyone's looking for a DB6, let us know. And then the Pocket Rocket. So this has been an awesome companion on the channel since we got it. And this has now been used as our tracking vehicle for quite some time. The beauty of it is, it's really fast. So when you're tracking a Koenigsegg, it still manages to keep this nice flow, but also stay up with the cars. So any of the tracking shots that you've seen on the channel over the last 12 months have majoritively been filmed with this car. On top of that, it's an absolute riot and we love it. Now then, onwards, this is one we're really proud of, the 991 Gen 2 GT3. So this is the manual version. Now this car is one of the longest standing cars on the channel. It's just tipped over 44,000 miles. And if it wasn't for lockdown, we would have done at least 55,000 miles in this car by now. Then the aim of the game with this is to take it to at least 100,000 miles and evolve and augment it along the way. Now what you're seeing is stage one of a pretty substantial facelift, refurb project. We've put the ducktail on it. We wanted to make it a sort of semi-touring but not go full touring. So the wing has been removed, and importantly we have sprayed this car. We've painted it from a company called Logic. Now the beauty of this stuff is it's peelable paint. So the original factory paint underneath is still preserved, but if you want to, you can peel it off and then reapply a completely new paint. And you might be thinking, well, why not a wrap? Well, because it's paint, you can treat it like paint. It has the finish of paint. So you can buff it, polish it, ceramic coat it, however you would treat normal car paint. That's exactly what this is. And of course, you can also mix the exact shade you want. So this is a bespoke color that I dreamt up, mixed together with Logic, and out it came. But we brought it down today because 99% of people see it on the channel, and it's great to get it out and share it with whoever is interested in it. And very shortly, an entirely new interior is going in that car. And I don't mean like a few stitches, I mean entirely new. It's gonna be cool. Now then, GT3 RS 4 litre. This is one of those bucket list dream cars that I never thought was achievable, and we introduced this to the channel last year. The very first drive, we took it from Porsche Centre in Perth up in Scotland and took it straight out into the Scottish Highlands for its very first drive. So as far as places to go to experience a 4 litre, that was unreal. So they only made 600 of these cars. This is a naturally aspirated flat six, 500 horsepower, last of the Hans Metzger engines. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and we'll immerse you in that in future content. Now then, on to more practical vehicles. Our deranged Ford Thunder. This is effectively the production bunker support truck. That's why you generally don't see it that much. We have a lot of the team in and out of this thing. When we're on road trips, it acts as a support truck to put all of the bags and camera gear and things like that in. We've just recently got this production bunker number plate on the vehicle, which I think suits it pretty well. And then we've got this massive light bar up here, which is often really handy for when the clocks go back in the UK and we're shooting late. It's always at a track day or something when you're trying to see what you're doing. It's always good to have this massive light bar. So yeah, it's a cool thing. And it's been completely kitted and fitted by Deranged, who do some of the coolest truck conversions in the UK. So if you want to beef up your truck, give Deranged a look. They can make it look like this thing. And it's not just the exterior. This, for me, Deranged have done a killer job on this. They've gone and basically Bentleyfied this. Just look in there. That ain't no truck interior. Look at it. It's unreal. It's such a beautiful environment to be. So this was completely custom built. It was stripped out back to bare chassis, and Deranged built this up. I mean, we've got like this beautiful, look at that. I mean, that's literally the kind of thing you find inside a Bentley. The miles that this thing does, it's nice for the team to be in something comfortable and something they look forward to actually spending time in, because this goes up and down, towing trailers and all sorts. Rollback flatbed, tow bar for the production bunker trailer, which has brought quite a few of these cars down. Speaking of which, let's show you the big metal. So my partner Darren in the production bunker has brought down his heavy metal. The Pagani Huayra, we actually introduced that on the channel some time ago. We'd actually love to spend a bit more time in that. You know, when these cars are that special, you've got to be really, I guess, selective with the content we create. And because it's all about sharing great stuff with your eyeballs, once again, leave comments below. What would you like to see us do with a Pagani Huayra? While it's not mine, we do have access to it, so let me know. And then we've got a triple layer yellow Ferrari F12 TDF, and I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to a recent, I guess, first drive of that car, really. Long-time followers of the channel may recall that I had a TDF for 4 years, and for whatever reason, I sold it last year. At the time, it made sense, and it will make sense shortly, because I'm about to share with you quite a few businesses which we've invested into. But it just so happens that Darren has one, so once again, not officially part of the channel, but if we want to squeeze in some naughty little TDF content, it's there. Overview for anyone wondering what that thing is. That is a limited edition, a hardcore version of the Ferrari F12. So it's a 771 naturally aspirated V12 horsepower, revs to 9,000 RPM from a Ferrari V12, which is somewhat of a slice of the automotive holy grail, connected to a twin clutch gearbox, the first Ferrari to have rear wheel steer, and it is an utter lunatic. It just sounds incredible. It's the kind of car that you don't just hop into without really thinking about it. The car's quite aggressive, but one day I'd love another one. Now then, onwards to the bunker. All right, so welcome to the bunker. Anyone who hasn't tuned into this before, this was a dedicated film studio that we set up about 3 years ago. In fact, it's just 3 years ago that we got the keys to this place. The idea is, I think, a lot of the regular audience might see this place and think it's a garage. It's not a garage. It is purely for filming one car at a time. We can only actually fit about 3 cars in here, but for the job of focusing solely on a car, it is brilliant. We've got a turntable here. If you spin this like so, we can spin things around. This is also the first time that we've managed to get all of the sunglasses out physically for the first time for people to come down and try on, which is cool. So we're now going to take you behind the red line. Today we're using this as somewhat of a storeroom, but this is also the podcast lounge. So you might actually be able to hear the difference in audio. So we've actually lined the walls here with felt. So this is like a sort of acoustically optimized room. So when we hang out here, get some guests, get in some mics, it sounds ideal. Zoops are our official timing partner on the channel. They brought down some very special kit. Look at these here. Actually, to have these down here is as much of an honor as it is to have something like this. They're rare, they're special, and there's obviously this sort of intrinsic overlap between watch culture and car culture. So to have Zoops down here under one roof is super cool. And then the build of this place. We've also got our partners down here, Equus too. Now these guys actually did the design and build of the bunker, this film studio, the whole turntable, sourcing all of the lighting, creating this sort of New York loft vibe. These guys built that, but they build basically the best garages, wine cellars, watch rooms, whatever asset class you're interested in. These guys build some of the best of them around the world. So you'll be seeing some more from them soon because we've got some pretty special projects lined up. So yeah, great to literally open the doors and share all of this cool stuff with people that love it. So this is cool. So this is the first time we've done a scramble, and we brought the toys out, and as the footfall would suggest, it's going down a storm. Also, you might be able to hear the sound of that F12 TDF in the background, which always draws a crowd. Super cool. Gary loves it. Gary absolutely loves it. So Gary, who's a member of our team, every now and again, just to stir up some interest, he hops in and revs up some cars. I think he's probably done it 7 times in the last hour. Right now then, technically, in fact not technically, we are staff here. So we've been given these bands, which means we get free coffee. So if there was any excuse to leave base, it's a free brew. This is some of the cool stuff. I guess if you didn't know, you might not know, but come and check this out. This is some of the cool stuff that turns up at the scramble. You're not misinterpreting that. That is a Paul Smith badge, and this is a Paul Smith Edition Defender. How cool is that? All right, welcome back. Seamless transition to day 2. Sun's out, fun's out, footfall's up. Cars are awesome. Let's go check out the car park. We thought it would be rude to only stay on our own patch. Sunday is fun day, I guess, because lots of enthusiasts and car clubs bring their cars down. So we thought it would be only right to go car park spotting. Do you know what? Weirdly, I'm immediately drawn to that Lamborghini Murcielago. Much rarer than you think, these things. Check it out. They still have incredible presence. Look at that thing. Wow. It's a triple layer yellow, and it's manual. I don't know if you're watching this, sir, but round of applause, that is stunning. Hey, this is interesting. So when we mixed the paint on our 991 Gen 2, a lot of comments said that looks just like Oslo Blue, and I'd not seen Oslo Blue. This is the first time I've seen Oslo Blue in person. This is an actual Porsche PTS factory color. You could order this from the factory. Annoyingly, it looks exactly like the blue that I winged a few weeks back at Logic, but it looks well. If I'd have known about this blue before we mixed our paint, Yorkie, I'd have probably gone for something slightly different, but it looks awesome. Oh, also 992 in crayon makes me miss our 992. So anyone who's joining the channel in the last few weeks, we are really fortunate to have a signal yellow 992 PDK on the channel. Only it's currently residing in Dubai because we sent it over there when the clocks went back to find some sunshine, and we haven't brought it back since. So probably an excuse really to hop over to Dubai soon. It turns out the 3RS is this fine gents car. It looks awesome in Oslo Blue. It looks fantastic, man. Yeah. That's really cool.
When I saw it,
yeah,
I had to buy it.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, when I saw yours, I thought it was Oslo Blue.
Yeah.
So I went and I looked, and I was like, oh, dude, he's got Oslo Blue.
I can't tell you how. There was no thought process behind it. I was stood in front of this bowl, and I was going, okay, if we just add a little bit more blue in, a little bit more black in, and it just came out like that. Oh, so, but anyway, it looks cool. Do you know what would be quite good is to get my car or your car around. Yeah. Park them next to each other and see how far off or not it is. But that's brilliant, mate. Congratulations on that car. It looks awesome. I tell you what's quite cool about this. This is our racetrack normally. So if you've been watching the videos over the last sort of 18 months, there's no German sausages there normally. It's normally Yorkie on a tripod watching us blast up and down here. So it's kind of weird seeing this place all full, but it's cool. I mean, this has really brought the enthusiasts out big time. Look at this thing. Do you know what? We're actually after some new wheels for the 991 project car. And yeah, if anyone wants to submit some ideas, send me a link or something. But these look cool. These are like a sort of Nouveau Fuchs wheels. It's quite cool. I'm wondering, because we're going for a sort of heritage vibe on the 991 Gen 2 project car, do we try and find some Fuki styles? That's cool. Look at that, what a day for a Spider. Oh, they're awesome, right? I mean, even though they've launched the 765 LT Spider, I just think the 675s are still a timeless machine. They're brilliant. Look at this, BAC mono, casually turning up. There's Sunday drive cars and then there's that thing, right? It looks wicked. That's a wonderful thing. I love that. Countach S's, I think they've made like 320 of these cars. It's almost like it's come full circle. I mean, that is retro epic, isn't it? What a thing. Look at this, so cool. And look how small wheels were back in the day. There's my hand for reference. It's such a nice compact wheel. What we're walking on right now is our sort of local on-site track here at Bicester Heritage. We do a load of filming here. You probably don't recognize it because I think there's over 6,000 tickets sold for today. And every single one of those tickets belongs to a distilled petrol head or enthusiast who has moored up their fine vehicle on a sunny Sunday afternoon. So a round of applause to Bicester Heritage and the whole Heritage team for putting this on, because all I'm seeing is smiles everywhere. So well done, guys. Look at that M3, that's gorgeous. Look at that. I tell you what, do some shopping here. So there's some proper cars about. So on that note, I think there's another scramble in around about 6 weeks' time. If you don't want to miss the next one, go on the website and join the mailing list or something like that.
Yeah, this looks a lot darker,
Really
doesn't
nice. It's not far off. It is. I can't believe it. When I say I mixed this, well, if anyone's seen it, I mean it was me and Cameron from Logic in his studio going, oh, let's just drop in a little bit more of that pigment, a bit more of this pigment, and it turns out it's a couple of shades off Oslo Blue, so which turns out is a factory PTS colour, so I'm okay with that. Really just want to say a massive thank you to anyone who came down over Saturday and Sunday. It's the first time that we've opened the doors to the bunker. It's been incredible. Meeting loads of you is amazing, and this certainly won't be our last event. So finally, big massive thank you and congratulations to Bicester Heritage on an awesome scramble, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of you next time. Ciao for now.